Harry and Meghan haven't yet learned that one of the most valuable things in life you can own is a good reputation. Theirs is done and dusted thanks to South Park, who incinerated the couple right after a Scotland Yard commander raked them over the coals. Yet still, the delusional duet returned to form, trying to dip their fingers right back into the British citizens' pockets, where then they went on to break more promises and endangering the King's Coronation, all because of a half-witted boast. You know, they say that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, it seems that the Meghans love being fools. What's going on, everybody? I hope all of you had a phenomenal week, my friends. It's great to see you. Thin-skinned, greedy, spoiled, and whiny isn't a recipe for a happy life. Just ask the man who would never be king and his D-list hustler who just had a Montecito meltdown over a South Park episode that they contemplated suing the producers over. Not that it would have done a good trick for them. It would have just proven their reputation as ne'er-do-wellers was well-earned and that they were nothing more than hounds sniffing for every slight and slur. But something happened. There's some exemption that's going on. It's like calmer nerves prevail. The couple actually listened to people who were smarter than them. Prince Harry and Meghan break their silence on that South Park episode to blast boring and baseless reports that they are planning to sue, but don't address claims Duchess is upset and overwhelmed. So they didn't do anything. They're not going to sue. But that's not progress. That's just pure fear. See, the leaked lawsuit was only supposed to serve as a legal threat so they could intimidate their animated critics into silence. No more, nothing else. But the backlash was so severe that the Meghans got their panties all wadded into a bunch. Now, if you're going to say, George, I really don't think they were going to sue over an animated show. They weren't going to go to court for that. Think again. You're talking about Harry, a man who's so neurotic, he was ashamed of living in a castle.
I was excited to welcome Meg to my home, but also embarrassed. Notcott was no palace. Notcott was palace adjacent. That was the best you could say for it.
Miss Brandt?
Yes?
Get me a violin.
They were actually so angry and entitled that they whinged to the world, complaining about how much they suffered living in a 2-bedroom, 2-reception room, full kitchen, full bath cottage on Kensington Palace grounds that even had a connected country garden.
Are you kidding? The place probably's got its own zip code.
And Harry, he's a little bit rusty because he's still being schooled by his tutor on how exactly to hone his hustle.
And so if you're just trying to grab someone's attention and keep it, you're going for something salacious versus something truthful.
See, that's his North Star. That's the woman that he put on a pedestal, and the exact reason why the House of Montecito is having to grift right now in order to survive. But you know me, I love researching. I like digging into the past in order to unearth facts that connect with something that's currently relevant in the news. And boy, was there a lot of news this week. Meghan Markle's friendship with Princess Eugenie is laid bare as royal eyes up move to U.S. See, that headline right there, it once again exposes the plethora of lies that Meghan's been telling, that she never did any research or she ever knew anything about the royal family before meeting Harry, which no one believes.
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice?
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive.
You were certainly aware of the royals.
Of course.
And if you're going to marry a royal, then you would do research about what that would mean.
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. And Eugenie and I had known each other before I had known Harry.
See, after she manipulated her way into Eugenie's private circle, which was 3 years before she ever went on a first date with Harry, the D-list hustler had to go on another mission. She had to learn everything about Princess Diana, from how she dressed to wearing her fragrance, but just by another brand company, to even buying the same watches or just a less expensive version of the Cartier Tank Francais. I had it engraved on the back, from MM to ML. You know, when I first read that, it like hit me in the face. I was like, I have never in my life heard of anyone buy a gift for themselves. Like, yeah, I'm going to engrave it. To me, from me, yay me. I mean, all the signs over the years pointed to exactly who Meghan Markle was. She even made a spectacle of the day when Harry took her to visit his mother's grave.
At long last, I was bringing the girl of my dreams home to meet Mum. We hesitated, hugging, and then I went first. When I came back, Meg was kneeling, eyes shut, palms against the stones. I asked as we walked back to the boat what she prayed for. Clarity, she said, and guidance.
See, once she hooked Harry, she had to hold on to him by any and all means necessary. She made him the alpha and omega of her existence. Especially in the beginning, she focused on him 100% of the day, 24/7, without a doubt. In the meantime, she also had to somehow come across as the reincarnation of his mother, at least in his eyes, because that's exactly what a malignant narcissist does. She has her target in her sights, and then she captures their attention 24/7 because they cannot give the person a moment to think, reflect, or see the truth. So if we take everything that we've learned about Meghan over the years, we know one thing for certain, which is when Meghan gets what she wants, everything is gravy, baby.
We are very lucky, and fans have been so supportive, and the fact that it's doing so well here in the UK as well is just tremendous. I've had the best time in London. Fans are amazing.
When she doesn't, she starts sharpening her talents.
Obviously now people are very aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK.
Harry was so high, addicted to being the center of her universe, that he would do anything that Princess Pinocchio told him to, even going so far as alienating his own countrymen.
Boasting about tallies distorts the fact that the army is a team game, and so it's not about who can shoot the most or who doesn't shoot the most. Because you're not a better person because you did and they didn't.
See, the defense secretary, I understand what he was doing there. He was very polite with his words, but that politeness actually didn't tell the truth. He missed his mark by a mile. Unfortunately, Harry's words are actually endangering everyday people in the UK and the Commonwealth. Right now, we've discovered a new threat that the public isn't fully aware of. Al-Qaeda has called for Islamic hands to take their just retribution. In the terrorist group's magazine, One Ummah, senior members have instructed followers to take their revenge on Prince Harry. See, that's not a joke. That's serious. I mean, even if we could ignore kind of like all the idle boasts that Harry made, especially Harry. This is the same guy who detailed on Spare how he was afraid of his brother whenever he shouted at him. But these governments are taking him seriously, and that raises the stakes. So that begs the question, who's going to pay for the Meghans' private armed security at the King's Coronation? Well, funny enough, Harry has been quietly working under the radar, going through the court system to burden British citizens with another ego bill for another one of his prestige lawsuits. Prince Harry's legal fight with the Home Office to have police protection in Britain has already cost UK taxpayers £300,000, figures reveal. You know, if the Meghans could power themselves with hypocrisy, they would never need money again. John O'Connor, a former commander at Scotland Yard, told The Sun, to expect protection provided by the state is arrogant and irrational. It is only vanity anyway. He only wants protection because he thinks his importance is downgraded without it.
Don't worry, my love. He's not going to get away with this.
This is exactly what happens when a human being transforms into a product and you build a brand based on lies, deceit, doublespeak, and then forked-tongue innuendos. People don't throw you parades. They actually boo. Now, throw in on top of that you have Duchess Doolittle, who's envious of every celebrity in the Hollywood fishbowl, and she is now imitating them. Meghan Markle reportedly feels excluded from the coronation, and that could play a big role in her decision to attend. Just take that in for a second. Breathe that in. You have a wannabe diva who's actually leaking to the press about how upset she is over the fact that she hasn't been included in the conversations having to do with King Charles III's coronation day. Translation, Meghan isn't happy with the headlines she's reading. And that's exactly why we have the recent polling firm of Redfield and Wilton have reported this week that the Meghans are now more disliked than Prince Andrew in the entire USA. I mean, that just goes to show you. But it makes me think, Meghan, I thought she didn't want to go back to the UK. A little while ago, she gave an interview where she said she found her voice again back in California.
And being a part of using my voice in a way that I haven't been able to of late. So, yeah, it's good to be home.
Of course, if we listen to the hater and the hustler exclusively, they're going to be telling us that everything negative that they're experiencing right now shouldn't be happening because right from the beginning, they did everything beautifully.
And we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been done.
With as much respect.
With as much respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
You serious?
I swear, every time the Meghans speak, another angel loses its wings.
Yeah.
Done.
It's great.
Done. 2 is it?
Done.
2 is it.
2 is it.
2 is it.
So they got up on their soapbox to tell the world that, hey, look at us, we're great examples of being good stewards for the planet. Did they really mean it? Who knows? But it looks like nothing more than a publicity stunt. And see, now we've heard even more news that's actually connected with that. Over the last 2 days, there's been about 10 stories talking about how Meghan is pregnant, but she's holding on to announce it after the first trimester, which coincidentally just happens to go along with the King's Coronation Day. And once again, they're going to try to steal the sun from someone's day. They're going to try to rob the king the same way they did Princess Eugenie when they announced Archie's upcoming birth on the day of her wedding. Just go figure. But what I'm interested in is exactly how one single charity feels about their flip-flopping. Population Matters said it was recognizing Harry and Meghan with a special award for reducing their impact on the environment by not having any more children following the birth of their daughter this year. So it's another broken promise. Who couldn't have seen that one coming? Population Matters, I wish you good luck that you get your plaque back and the monetary award you gave them, but I really doubt you will.
So we did what we had to do, and now we've got another little one on the way.
Hey, have some respect for people's privacy. Hey.
I'm really proud of us.
See, the Meghans, the reality is they just don't give a damn. They have bigger fish to fry. They need money, boatloads of it. See, right now, they've gone radio silent. That's their version of damage control. They're hoping that everyone after a while forgets their annex. And a few months later or a year later, they could pop back up just like a jack in a box with a new brand and everyone will turn over their wallets. See, even though they've made a ton of money recently, they've had a lot of negative publicity. If you take the Netflix series into account, then you take Spare, and especially the last Spotify flopcast.
What didn't you do to bury me? But you forgot that I was a seed.
Think about that. You had the last Archetypes broadcast, and Princess Pinocchio plagiarized the very words that she used to defend herself from Greek poet Dinos Christianopoulos. Talk about gall. You cannot build an audience based on lies, but that's what they do. And so all they have left is what remains of their book deal, their foundation, which funds their fantasy lifestyle, and then you have what remains of the contract with Netflix. So the Meghans have decided that they're going to jump into producing romantic comedies. I'm not kidding you. Don't be surprised if they actually cast themselves in the leading roles. I think, what are they going to do? Remake classics like When Harry Met Sally? You're going to end up with When Halfwit Met the Harpy. Or maybe they'll just get lucky and they'll convince Trey and Matt over at South Park to sell them the rights to remake the Worldwide Privacy Tour. One thing is for certain, the Meghans' one-trick pony is headed for the glue factory. You know, they can be whoever they want. As long as they don't hurt anybody else, they don't hurt the royal family, they don't hurt all the citizens of the UK and the Commonwealth, go live your life, go in peace. The one thing is they will never, ever again be considered to be a true prince and his princess. Right there, that is real love. You can feel it oozing out of their pores. That's not phony. That's not that California fake couple. That is truth. That is beautiful. And I wanted to end this video just looking at Prince William and Princess Catherine. It's beautiful. Now, if you enjoyed the video and you found value in it, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button, push the notification bell, and leave your thoughts and questions in the comments down below. But I need you to do me a favor. I want you to share this with everybody. If you came here just for the Harry and Meghan videos, wonderful. I'm going to keep making them. I'm going to keep pumping them out as I research and dig up more facts. But there's a lot of other videos on the channel. I hope you enjoy them as well. And I want you to remember that we never bow down, we never bend the knee, always forward.